Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lunar Giiselle, and today I'm going to be talking about new moons versus full moons and setting your intentions or releasing during these times and the difference, and some tips and skills that I've used to kind of utilize the time when these energies are present, because new moons have to do with new beginnings, fresh starts. Full moons have to do with the cultivation and an ending of something, a separation of something of some sort. So I'm just gonna be telling you guys what is the best time for you to do certain things so that they're effective and you can actually go forth in manifesting or creating the reality that you wish to create with these energetic forces as well. Now, you can do anything and attract anything or start a new routine or a new habit at any time. However, Mondays, moon days, are proven to show that those are great times to start new things, and of course it's relating to the moon. So moon obviously has a lot of power and influence over human beings in general. So optimizing the power and the strength of the new moon and the full moon periods is very important in just getting your life the way you want it to go, starting new habits, etc., etc. New moons, when the moon is invisible, you can't see the moon in the sky. The moon and the sun are in the same sign. Full moons, the moon and the sun oppose each other by sign. So they're always in opposite signs of each other. So then the light from the sun is shining on the moon. So that's why you're seeing that solar energy and the souls that are attached to the full moons, which I'll get into later. Got my notes. Choosing to manifest or set an intention on a new moon is very beneficial. Depending on sign and depending on which house it is in your natal chart will show you where the new energy and the revitalizing forces lie within your chart, and where you will start to see these effects play out over the next 2 weeks to even a year of you actually exercising the intention that you set. Because you can't just say something and then it's gonna happen. That is not how anything works. You can't just believe that something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You have to put in the work and actually strive to get those results that you wish for. New moons are really good for starting new projects, getting a new job, starting a new relationship, starting on a clean slate, anything like that, because it's new. Obviously a new moon, like it's literally literal. As I've learned throughout my practice and from several other astrologers that I've studied on and done research on, is that it's best to wait until the new moon is visible to actually set your most powerful intentions, because that light that's shining from the sun is able to materialize what it is that you want. So new moon phases could be when it's actually new and invisible. You could start to contemplate these things that you would like to see, these kind of forces that you wish to have be present in your life and the things that you want to bring in. Start contemplating them, and then a day or two after, when you see the moon is growing, you can start to actually make these intentions and act on these intentions. Put that vlog out, put that video out, start that business when the moon is actually growing, so it has momentum from the sun to actually form. Because when it's new, it's invisible, it's kind of hard, like it's not catching, it's not able to catch on the reflection of the moon because the moon is still unable to be seen. So if you have a new moon in your first house, you're gonna have a new moon within your identity and the way you feel about yourself and your expression and your outward look and your approach to life. If you have a new moon, say in your 10th house, then your career, you might have new beginnings in your career or your public image across the world. New moon in your 6th house, new health routines, new efficiency, choosing to work smarter and not harder. New moon in your 3rd house, new communication style, new connection with your siblings, etc., etc. You're gonna have to look at the themes of each house for you to see what's going to be manifesting for you there. Now I'm going to talk about full moons. Full moons. Full moons are heavy. Full moons are emotional periods. Full moons are where witches cast their spells, and you're thinking of Halloween, and you're thinking of thriller, you're thinking of something eerie. These are all themes of full moons. They're very powerful times. That's why it's important not to choose to manifest on full moons, because you might manifest the dark side of the moon because of your innate desire to have something, but the moon is opposite the sun, so you're not going to be able to get the actual benefits from that if you choose to manifest on full moons. Yeah, now I know it works for some people choosing to manifest on full moons. I've seen a couple people say that, but in ancient astrology and from all the astrologers that I've researched on and from my own personal experience on this plane, I've noticed that releasing on a full moon is more beneficial because the moon isn't decreasing. It's full and then it's going to be decreasing. You can release old habits, you can release a relationship, you can release from a job, you can choose to release from a job. Like, this is when you're starting to realize things aren't going exactly the way you want them to go, and you're having to get back in tune with, you're having to get into balance. You're trying to balance yourself out with that energy. So full moons are very powerful times for you to just get reflective, charge your crystals, cleanse your space, and release any negativity or stagnant energy that's keeping you that's pent up and keeping you in a place where you're not moving or progressing in life. So it depending on the full moon, the sign of which the moon is in and what time it is and what houses, because 2 houses will be affected on full moons as opposed to 1. Those 2 houses where you will see these effects because the sun's rays. So it's like there's going to be a focus on that house that the moon is placed in. You might be getting more confidence in the area that the sun is in, but the moon is where you're going to be releasing something. So if you have full moon in your 1st and 7th house, the moon is in your 7th house, you might be releasing a relationship and starting to get more in tune with your self-worth and who you are. Moon in your 2nd and 8th house, the moon's in your 8th house, you might be letting go of an inheritance or a tax or a sexual partner or someone you're intimate with, or any restrictions you might feel on your psyche. And then your 2nd house will have the sun, so it's going to be appreciating yourself and getting more possessions and getting money coming to you in your own way. So it depends on which houses they're in. Yeah, there's a difference between new moons and full moons. You don't want to just be manifesting. That's too much positive energy, when sometimes you really need to be receptive and reflective. And those are full moon periods where you take the time to like not do too much. You don't want to be out there. That's why inauspicious sometimes, and it's a little bit eerie. Somebody's getting murdered, there's a car accident, or like you're at a party and something crazy happens during full moon periods. People born under full moons have this immense already knowing about like the laws of the cosmos, because they have this energy from the sun, but it's from the opposite. They're showing the opposite traits. They're able to have this duality to them that makes them very powerful and mesmerizing. Think Cardi B, think Megan Thee Stallion, think Jaden Smith. He's a full moon phase as well. And there's plenty of other celebrities as well that have this full moon influence, that they're very alluring and magnetic, and it seems like they already have a clue what's going on around here, and no one can really tell them what to do, because solar energy, like thinking about your soul being attached to the moon, it's like you're a very reflective person of the times and the current life that you come into, like the current state of your life. So these people can be very, very drawn to transformations and hurting people as well because of their influence, because full moon periods are where you want to release something. Tips for you guys is to start a new moon journal. If you're trying to manifest something, materialize these things into your life, you need to have a journal that's only strictly for new moon periods, or you can just write it on a piece of paper, whatever you want to do. And then after a year, you'll see like the progress of all your intentions actually coming to form. Now for full moon periods, you could do several things. There are so many different things you could do, but burning and smoke is what cleanses the area and what releases things from your space. So if you want to burn a candle and set the intention that I release blah blah blah, I release this bad habit, or I release this type of energy in my life, I no longer tolerate this for my highest good, whatever you want to say, this will be very useful to you. You can even write it on a paper and burn it, because that's releasing those ashes, and releasing the smoke is also just going to help clear everything out, because you want everything to be real and tangible when you start to do these rituals yourself every 2 weeks, because there'll be a new moon and then a full moon. So yeah, depending on that, let me know. My name's Giiselle. Yet again, if you're new to my channel, hit that like button and subscribe button. I offer natal chart readings, tarot readings on my website, lunagiiselle.com with 2 eyes. All of that will be linked below. Other than that, I hope this video was very useful and for you in deciphering the difference between full and new moons and what you should do during these times. Thanks for watching.